Ladies and gentlemen, Renegades, Rebels, and Outlaws. See a dream matchup for 2018, a super fight that is so close to being realized. The rivalry might just begin tonight. As to IronWarlord versus MegaToby, the history between us is known, from Javar versus Amelia to Javar versus Salamon. We have battled across Heroes of the Storm, WoW, and now Hearthstone. So two big matchups, a well-established rivalry and a new rivalry potentially in the tournament here tonight. So let's get things underway here. A best of 5, the rules for the tournament, just as they were on Sunday, will be best of 5. You lose with a deck, it is eliminated. The difference from tonight's finals and last Sunday's opening round, you cannot use the same deck for every matchup. So when you win with a deck, you must move to the next deck. The only time any player will be using the same deck twice is if their other decks are eliminated. Should be interesting, should be a fantastic evening of thrilling action here within Hearthstone. Let's get things underway. Without further ado, IronWarlord, MegaToby, the winner advances to the 2017 Outlaw Hearthstone Season Championship this Sunday at 6 p.m. server. Mage, Shaman, Warlock against Warlock, Priest, and Mage. The only difference there being the Priest and the Shaman deck as far as classes go. This one should be interesting. And Big Dad will be commentating for this one. Big Dad, go ahead and take it away. I am going to move myself and Toby down into another chat. And Pathador, the newly promoted officer, would you be game to commentating this with Big Dad and Enderstone? We are live on Twitch. Let your voice be heard. Ender, are you game to commentate with Big? I'd like to have a partner with Big to just bounce off of for the commentary. Let's get that settled now. Ender, are you game?
I sure am.
All right. Enderstone, of course, is a member of the guild. He's been with us since 2014. He will be commentating this matchup between IronWarlord and MegaToby, the winner advancing to the season championship. So Big Dad and Enderstone, take it away. Here we go. IronWarlord, MegaToby.
I don't know, Ender. I've seen these guys battle out before. It's going to be a pretty even matchup. What do you think?
I think that with the advantage of all of the setups with IronWarlord, it's going to be tough, but I think Toby can go through it.
Oh, one thing I want to point out, since MegaToby is streaming, do not reveal what is in either of our hands.
Got it.
Got it.
All right, so here we go. IronWarlord, MegaToby, match number 1. Big Ender, take it away.
All right, I'm just waiting to be able to view it. Waiting for it to come up. All right, so this rivalry goes back several years. And I believe it's a pretty even matchup. I believe MegaToby and IronWarlord have both. There's probably a pretty even matchup. I think IronWarlord has the advantage, though.
I agree on that statement, but I still think he can go through him, as I said.
MegaToby getting a card right on the board. One thing about warlocks, boy, they take a lot of damage to themselves.
But then again, mages have all of that extra damage, so just gotta be careful.
So far, 27 to 30. MegaToby. Leaving that mana worm on the table. But that knife juggler's nasty. Okay, so right now MegaToby has board control with 2 cards.
Gotta be careful with those flame imps. Don't want to take yourself down. It's another bad thing about warlocks. Most of the cards tend to take damage to themselves.
Right.
Job's done.
MegaToby's really getting the bonus effects out of that mana worm.
Too many spells, and there could be a big advantage on his side.
Yeah, IronWarlord needs to start countering something here. He's already in the teens, but I don't think he's in panic mode yet.
Why do you call?
Impressive damage for round 4, though.
The damage may be impressive, but as we all know, warlocks have plenty of cards to clear the board.
Yeah, that's right.
Buying or selling?
Well, this tempo mage is tough that MegaToby's playing. Elemental tempo. Is that what it looks like, Andrew?
Yep.
Truth is my shield.
Despite what it looks like, you can never underestimate IronWarlord. He's always made a comeback in the past.
I just hope it's not too late.
That sea giant has to be taken care of soon, or else Toby will be suffering damage.
Oh, and we have a concede. So MegaToby's up 1-0. What do you think about that, Andrew?
That was pretty quick in my opinion. Wasn't expecting that whatsoever.
I think there was a couple different rounds where I think IronWarlord would have liked to take that back. But other than that, he did his best.
I should have killed the Summoner's Apprentice before I dropped the taunt. That was the biggest error of that one. He was able to get that taunt down with the mirror entity. I knew I made the mistake as soon as it happened. Well played, MegaToby. Matchup number 2. Payback's a bitch, Toby.
I know.
So here we go, just a role reversal. We got IronWarlord's Mage against MegaToby's Warlock.
The classes may be switched, but how will they play them? Could
Right.
be the same, could be different.
Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Nothing.
I know I've played IronWarlord's Mage. He's tough.
That's incredible. Nothing can stop me. Nothing.
Lots of taunting from IronWarlord.
Ah, hello there. So many possibilities. Get in there, fight, maggot. That's incredible. Necessary?
And MegaToby's gonna get right for the face.
Seems a fair matchup so far.
Wow.
Well played.
Taking out his own card.
I serve the Fire Lord.
That Flamewalker card is pretty lethal, so... any
Yeah, too bad he
spells
didn't
can-
have a spell.
But still, any spells can make a big difference, small or big.
Suffer my wrath. That's it.
Okay, so here we go, round 4. And it's 25-25 to all tied up.
Pass me that arc light scanner.
I always think, Ender, if you make it to round 5, that's when it starts to get interesting. What do you think?
I agree on that. Most of the cards are either 5 or below, and all of those give a big advantage. Most of them, at least. For mages, they have the most advantage at around 5 mana due to spells.
Don't mess with Tusker. Well played. Don't mess with Tusker. I appreciate that.
Hey, give me a minute.
Okay, good night, Mana Worm. We got 1 card for IronWarlord. MegaToby's building some board presence here, board control.
Forgotten Torch played. As we know, that brings about that the Lost or Roaring Torch, which can be pretty lethal.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
That's incredible. I appreciate that.
21-19.
Still seems a fair matchup, but that can change.
Alright, Arcane
Played.
getting 2 cards this round. That's good.
Why do
Don't
you
mess
call?
with Tusker. That's incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible. I appreciate that.
Joey seems to be gaining the most board control in this game.
Someday I'll be just like you.
And from the portal comes...
So many wonderful poisons.
Unexpected card.
Yeah, there we go.
I gave him a stealth potion that should be useful against that taunt.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and that'll keep his card cost down too. That's good.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
As you command. Sucks.
That Frostwolf Warlord's gonna be very, very difficult to take down. But gotta take care of it quickly.
Oh yeah, I saw that bad boy. Niner, that hurts.
Nothing can stop me.
I believe it's going to be solved quickly, though.
Ah, there we go. Polymorph.
Oh, I got it correctly.
Oh, 2 tar cards taken out with that. 1 cost spell.
Toby losing board control. Can't be good.
Okay, here we go. 11 to 16.
That's incredible. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Well played for MegaToby. Good round for him. It's 8 to 13 though.
Nothing can stop me. Nothing.
Could be all over, folks. And there we have it. Tied up 1 to 1.
That seemed to be a very fair match.
So it's a mage night tonight. Both mages have come out with victories for both players.
Now it will be priest against shaman.
You know, that's probably one of the best matchups. If you're going to fight a priest, I'd rather have a shaman than anything else. Besides a paladin.
Thrall versus Anduin. The light shall bring victory.
In my opinion.
If Thrall's beard was ginger, it would be a fair representation of Toby in real life. And as someone pointed out last time, if Anduin had darker hair, you'd have a representation of me in real life. So here we go. Big Enderstone, take it away. Matchup number 3, tied up 1-1. Priest against Shaman. IronWarlord against MegaToby.
How do you think this is going to go, Ender?
I've never seen Toby play his shaman since I was not there for when well, I was there, but I never saw all of his cards, so this could go either way in my opinion, but IronWarlord's priest is infamous for being very, very fond of dragons.
Greetings.
Agree. IronWarlord is definitely good at this priest.
I fight.
Well played. Thank you.
Toby going right for the face. He's got two cards on the board.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
Oh, that's a good card for right off the bat.
Especially since that foreshadowing for the future of the match.
Wow. Well played. Thank you.
Round 4 should start getting interesting now.
Wow.
I'm surprised there have been no totems put down. Those could really help Toby.
Thank you.
Toby going right for the face with a 4-banger. 26 to 30.
That will be the first dragon of this match.
The light shall burn you.
I believe that's our
The
first
light shall
totem too.
burn you.
I fight.
The light shall
As I said, those totems could come in handy with that taunt.
Tazdingo! Yes!
Toby has board control and a fair amount of damage. This could once again go either way.
Yeah, that taunt worked out well.
Thank you.
Oh, so Toby's got a healing totem and a giant taunt. The Earth Elemental.
But sadly, that has been removed fairly quickly.
It's starting to get interesting now.
Job's done.
2 taunts on the board for IronWarlord, yet no damage done to Toby.
There's those health buffs. IronWarlord going right for the face on that one.
Me no crazy. You crazy.
24-26. IronWarlord lead.
Wow. Job's done.
One taunt on the board for Toby. Can they survive these later rounds? Round 9.
I wield the
This is
power.
where it starts to get interesting with all the high mana cards.
The only challenging thing for Toby right now is he's just taking off the deck. He's sacrificing everything for that, what he draws.
Wow.
That can be good and bad in some scenarios.
Okay, round 10. Anybody's game.
That's incredible.
IronWarlord definitely has board control, and
Well
it's
played.
28-15.
Toby seems to be getting desperate.
Yeah, it's getting a little closer now. Oh, and there we go. Ysera.
Greetings.
This can be a very big changing point,
Greetings. Greetings.
but I still believe in Toby to at least make a little comeback with some cards.
Oh, that was a nice card right there. Will it be enough? Enough, though. Looks like we're going to be going to 2-1.
Dropping Shoma.
And there you have it, folks. 2-1. IronWarlord takes the lead in the series.
Well played from both sides.
Agree.
So Toby is down to the mage deck. IronWarlord leading the series has the choice for the next matchup between priest and mage. Match point. Here we go.
You get into these final rounds. I don't know. Would you, if you had a mage and a priest, Ender, would you put mage on mage, or would you put priest on mage? And that's what IronWarlord just did.
I don't know. I've got to say Toby's mage is fairly good, but I don't know how it's going to fare against this priest of Iron Warlords. I'd say it's going to be an even and fair match.
Agree.
Greetings.
As we saw in that first round, boy, he's got a lot of damage.
Light shall burn you.
Very fast.
The light shall burn you.
Thank you.
But if Iron Warlord gets too much mana, could be a big turning point for him.
Thank you.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
The light shall burn you.
Shimmering Tempest on the board.
Thank you.
So we
Dropping a
got
card for Toby. That can never be good.
Toby's got to make his move now if he's going to survive this.
Well played.
Once again, getting that extra spell. Or whatever it does. Spell or not, it's still gonna make a big difference.
IronWarlod going for the face, 28-24. We go into round 5. Toby, you going to take out that taunt?
As you said a few matches ago, round 5 is when everything starts to pick up.
Well played. Not quite what was planned. Well played. Well played. Well played.
Dropping a Holy Nova, taking out
Thank you.
all of Toby's cards.
Round 6, here we go. Let's see what Toby's got. 17-30.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Job done.
Lowering all of his spells cost by 1 is never gonna be good for IronWarlord.
You think he's just going to go for the face, or he's going to start taking out these cards?
I think we just found out.
Tazdingo.
You can never trust any of the cards. Some of them can just be an entire.
Not quite what was planned.
They
Okay.
can always make a big difference.
Job done.
Oh, and there's one we haven't seen one in a while. The Ball Creeper taunt.
It's gonna be big for IronWarlord to handle.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
So we got board control now with IronWarlord. We have a massive taunt by Toby, and he's got the hand. We'll see how he can do in number 8.
Dropping 2 of those 1/2
Well
flame
played.
elementals. I'm just guessing that Toby's attempting to swarm IronWarlord. Taking out that taunt was a big change for Toby. He's gonna take it back to the face now.
Agreed.
I'm warning you. I'm unstable.
You win this.
Oh, and there we have it.
Well played, Toby.
I know I can't take your priest deck. I've seen what actual cards are in it. There's nothing I have in response.
Well played, brother.
It was well played. I'm just surprised I lasted as long as I did.
So IronWarlord is the finalist, the first finalist confirmed for the 2017 Outlaw Hearthstone Invitational Season Championship. Now we will find out who his opponent will be. Will it be a rematch of the 2016 Season Championship finale, SGMStew and IronWarlord, or will it be a rematch from the opening round, YouMadBro against IronWarlord? We are about to find out. SGMStew will initiate the challenge. 5 matchups, best of 5, could be over in 3. One way or another, we are about to find out. Our second finalist for the season title. And Ender, no, I will be commentating. You and Big will be joining me on commentary here. And you will be joining me on commentary here. Big will be moving into a separate channel with Path. So best of luck to the newly promoted officer, Pathlador, and the guardian of Cenarius, the general, the veteran that has been with the guild since 2009, SGMStew, looking for another crack at a season championship. Best of luck, gentlemen.
Your soul shall be mine.
I must protect the wild.
Starting it off with Malfurion, a druid, versus Path playing a Golden or Warlock.
You.
So Druid versus Warlock here. How do you think this one's going to go, Ender?
I've seen Big's deck for Druid, and it's pretty nasty, but Path is also YouMadBro is very efficient with his Warlock. So this could go either way.
Why do you call?
Getting board control, YouMadBro is taking out that taunt.
Job done.
And Pathlador saving that rogue deck for later.
Why do you call?
Interesting tactical choice there. That rogue deck, without doubt, is strongest. And Big Dad has the advantage both card and health-wise. He gets his choice here. What would you go with, Ender?
Job's done.
The 4 mana seems alright. It gets +1 health for each minion, so if he's able to build up his board, that is going to be a nice card for synergy later on. And keep in mind, Pathlador's Warlock deck is a demonology deck, so to speak. He is going to build up his demons, buff them up, and then it's essentially a dragon deck, the dragon priest deck, but with demons. So he is going to look for synergy and continue to buff the taunt and the imp. Going to life tap here. Pathlador knows he has to end this one early. The difference between both this Warlock deck and the Druid deck and the Priest deck is that the Priest deck relies solely on endgame. These decks can drop minions early, and they have a really good mana curve. So late game, Path's going to be very strong if he gets the buffs off. If not, and Big Dad is able to control the board and knock out minion after minion, he is going to be in trouble in the late game. As you see there, buffing up all of his demons.
Trust me.
And putting a 5/4 and a 2/2 on the board.
As we see here, you can find out that SGMStew is a Cthulhu deck, meaning if whenever he drops one of those cards, it's gonna buff his Cthulhu, meaning endgame is going to be difficult for youmadbro.
This one is very dangerous for Big Stew already because he does not have a lot of AoE removal, and as we see, youmadbro is just cranking up the buffs on these low-cost minions. And I think it's good game next turn here. Big Dad just does not have the removal. He does not have the AoE. That is not a Cthulhu deck. Pretty much Cthulhu is your only AoE. So what happened there, taunt, it got destroyed. Another taunt, it got destroyed. youmadbro did what Big Dad needed to do to him. So Path played the control game, and he will win round number 1 here. Exactly what both of these decks needed to do against each other. Every single minion that's put on the board, you got to knock it out immediately. youmadbro had the better control for this first matchup. And Big Dad's best deck, arguably his Cthulhu deck, is going to be eliminated here. As you see, he gets the buff, but he just has nothing on the board to buff.
Along with the enormous damage at not even 10 mana for Path.
Exactly, and that comes from, as I said, the low-cost minions, the Voidwalker. This is the deck that I used for Standard and Ranked last season. Hearthstone season, not Outlaw Hearthstone season, and it's a very good deck. It has a very nice synergy to it. And really, it just comes down to, like I said, who can play the control game better off early on. So the taunt is going to buy some time for Big Stew. He is back up to 15 health with the 5 armor. Not out of it yet. It looked like it was going to be a good game. But Big Stew holding on here.
Back with all of the cards he has. In his deck, that is.
And down goes the taunt. And down goes Big Dad to 8 health, now relying on top deck. And that will not do it. That is good game, officially. Big Dad just delaying the inevitable here. You're not going to get that AoE from the top deck at all. So at this point, you're just buying time. And there it is, the concession from SGMStew. Matchup number 1 going to youmadbro as he knocks off one of Big Dad's strongest decks, leading 1-0. I said last week after Pathador dismantled all 3 of my decks with his Miracle Rogue, that he was a favorite to win the tournament. I got some disagreements from Toby and the other commentator who was there at the time, and I still think he's the favorite to win it. I really do. He has an unbelievable arsenal in both his Warlock deck, his Miracle Rogue, you saw the Demonology Warlock there, and then he hasn't even had to use his Warrior deck. We haven't even really seen that, and that is a Pirate Warrior. And here comes the dreaded Rogue deck from Pathador, Maiev Shadow Song against Jaina Proudmoore here. Rogue versus Mage. This is going to be interesting.
Hail, friend.
You need probably about 6 or 7 counter spells. And even that wouldn't be enough to stop a Miracle Rogue. The problem, of course, with Tempo Mage against this deck is that Tempo Mage, you want to get your Mana Worm down, you want to get your Flame guy down from Blackrock Mountain Firelands, the Flame Warden or whatever. You want to get him down, and you want to build synergy with low-cost spells. And as we're seeing here, there's just so much damage for Miracle Rogue that can wipe out anything that Big Dad is going to try to put down to get that. The Flame Waker, there you go. It's going to be hard. because, as I said, there's just so much removal for Miracle Rogue. So this is obviously going to be a tough one for Big Dad. And Pathador is going to try to go 2-0 here with his strongest deck and then retire it for the night, unless Big Dad is able to make the comeback and force it later on. Even then, Ender, could you imagine if Big Dad, let's say Big Dad loses this one. Let's say he comes all the way back and ties it up 2-2. Could you imagine facing the Rogue deck with everything on the line? What a daunting proposition that is.
Yep, it's going to be painful.
Yeah, and of course, this is by no means over. I'm just saying, obviously, with Pat being the favorite here, this is tough already for Big Dad to win right now. And currently, youmadbro is leading 24-23. The Flame Waker going to knock down the SI7 agent. Like I said, by no means is Big Dad out of it. I'm simply stating from what we've seen from Rogue, specifically Pathador's Miracle Rogue deck, as you see there, the removal is just so strong, presuming that he wins this. And maybe Big Dad will be able to get the win here. On the other hand, if Big Dad gets the win here and eliminates this Rogue deck, he's got it, I think. I really believe Big Dad can beat both Path's Warrior deck and his Warlock deck with the Paladin and Mage deck that he has. Tempo Mage and then Zoo Paladin, essentially.
I got the best deals anywhere.
I just really hope Big can take this, because that Rogue deck, it may be very lethal, but he can probably get through it with the correct cards.
Yes, he has to play a perfect game. He just needs to play this one perfect game, eliminate this Rogue deck, get it out of the way, and then it's tied up 1-1. And that's what Big has to worry about right now. Drown out all the talk about the favorite and how powerful this deck is. Drown all that out. Forget all that. Use your experience, make the right plays, and I think he has done that so far here. There is the counter spell. A wonderful counter there. Big needs to get that Gadget Zan Auctioneer down as soon as possible. And there is that, damn it. Look at this is the removal I was talking about. It just makes it so hard to get anything going with any deck. And you see here the endless amount of spells that can be cast as well. When played right, it is just an endless onslaught. But youmadbro is down to 17 health now. And Big Dad has the fireball. He's going to have to use that fireball or the sheep. I would use the fireball personally, but it looks like he was eyeing the sheep. You have to use hard removal on that auctioneer. You could also save it for later on, but if you give him another round where he's just drawing cards, that is going to be horrible. There are some big minions. I feel the polymorph was a misplay here. He does not get anything on the board. Did not really have anything in his hand to play, but using the polymorph there, he's not going to have it later on when Van Cleef is dropped, and he's going to have to burn through Fireball and hopefully get that Archmage Antonidas up as well to benefit. Keep in mind, just a couple turns from now, he'll be able to use the Antonidas and then use the Arcane Explosion. That will automatically give him another Fireball. But right now, Pathador is going to be tying it up, and that is why I said save the polymorph. This is what spelled my downfall, was these two massive 1 mana 8/8s. That is just unbelievably overpowered right there. There's no other way around it. 2 8/8s dropped, 1 mana apiece, and there's really nothing that SGMStew has to counter. And that will do it for game number 2. Lethal damage coming in from youmadbro. However, that rogue deck is, at least for the time being, off the table. So can SGMStew pull off the comeback with his Paladin deck? That is the question. And we will soon have our answer. Ender, thoughts on that second matchup?
It seemed like Big could have taken it if he played the red cards and saved that polymorph, but it might have been a win from the beginning, because that arcane giant, if Path got all of those spells off, and he got that second one too, so it was just an instant loss the second that card appeared in his deck or in his hand.
Exactly. And in the championship finale, keep in mind, for those of you that will be tuning in on Sunday, as we crown the 2017 season champion on December 17th, I will be banning the rogue deck immediately off the bat for the entirety of that best of 7. It will be a best of 7. There will be 4 decks, and you get to ban one. So I will be banning that rogue deck for sure. It is a nightmare to go against. And here is Pathador's Hunter deck. We haven't seen it at all in this tournament so far until now. And this is a very, very favorable matchup, I think, for SGMStew's Paladin. I really feel this is the weakest, besides the potential loss to just bad draw with Warrior. I feel that Warrior deck, if you don't get the right cards, it's bad. But that's with any deck, but specifically that Warrior Pirate deck. With this Hunter deck, it doesn't matter about the draw. Deck versus deck, I think SGMStew is in a very good position to win this. It's going to be a very close matchup. Both decks rely on buffing their smaller minions. You're going to see SGMStew using his hero power there and buffing up his smaller minions throughout the game, as well as Pathador here. A 1/1, and then you see the kindly grandmother, who we all know is not really a kindly grandmother, but is instead the big bad wolf. I believe a 3/2.
Job's done.
That Steward of Berkshire can be a big problem if not taken care of.
Right.
I think Divine Shields, and considering
Path
the hero
is-
power for Paladins.
Yes, and Path is either going to have to burn that kill command. It doesn't look like he's going to do that. He is going to, however, reduce its health to 1. However, SGMStew has another Steward of Darkshire in his back pocket. So that Hyena up to a 4/3. And I honestly think you true silver champion and you kill that Hyena immediately, because you see YouMadBro, he does not have the cards. Hunter has no way to draw besides tracking. I don't know if Path has that in his deck, but that was the best play I think Big Dad could have made right there. As you see, he has a weapon, he has a kill command, he has a Tundra Rhino. If SGMStew can gain board control within the next couple turns, I think it snowballs from there for him. He has the Sword of Darkshire. He has the Defender of Argus. He has the Muster for Battle. If he can get the Sword of Darkshire and the Muster for Battle up before it's killed, that's a turning point right there. So Pathador now leading 30-17. It is dangerous for SGMStew here. He has to watch taking unnecessary damage. We see the kill command, which will do 5 damage if that cat is not killed. The Tundra Rhino going to give Beast Charge. I probably would have dropped the Sword of Darkshire and the Dragon Egg next, but that's a good play as well. Sometimes you just have to buff one minion with Taunt, and in this case, he's going to force Path to kill that Dragon Egg. And SGMStew just needs heals now at this point. Again, Pathador lacking on cards. He's going to get some draw there. Not really a good card. Not what he wanted. Pantry Spider. Not what he wanted at all.
It still seems like Path is attempting to swarm SGMStew.
You know, he's going to play control here. He's going to take down the Defender of Argus and eliminate that taunt. What he doesn't realize, though, is next turn, Big Stew will get the Steward of Darkshire and then Muster for Battle combo. And then he can buff up one of those. Yeah, that's definitely the play to make. 3/3, use the Sword of Darkshire, use Muster for Battle. Here we go. There is your combo. There is your weapon for Big Stew. And there is your Divine Shield spam for the minions on the board. So now SGMStew has exactly what he needed. He has the Divine Shield, and when his next turn starts, they will all get a buff, and then he can use Blessing of Kings, buff up. I would buff the Steward of Darkshire. I really would. I know most people would be tempted to buff one of those Silverhand Recruits with the Divine Shield, but keeping that Sword of Darkshire alive is most important. He already killed the one earlier. Why would Path sack? Oh, okay. He's gonna go face. He is gonna go face here. Interesting play. So now, as I said, I would. Oh my God! There is Tyrion Fordring. Yes, I think at this point you buff the Steward of Darkshire, buff that up, knock out the Tundra Rhino, and then go for the kill on that big bad wolf. And suddenly, this is SGMStew's game. The health may not look like it. There is the buff on the Steward of Darkshire. It may not look like it with the health, ladies and gentlemen, but SGMStew is on his way to a win. Unless Path gets a charge that has lethal, that Tyrion Fordring next turn, and a couple heals later, SGMStew has this one won. We'll see if Pathador can close it out, but SGMStew in a very good position right now. He needs those heals. He needs to draw some heals. That is a must.
Path getting that very good card that can change the entirety.
Does he get the boar here? He doesn't. Oh my God. If he had gotten the boar, that would have put him one turn away from lethal. That was a huge win for Big Dad. Problem is, he needs a heal within the next couple turns or he's dead. Because Pathador, he doesn't have a taunt. He's going to be, Big Dad is going to be able to control this. He's going to be able to control the board. But that hero power is going to continue to tick away at his health. So you got to play control here.
He's got a very good solution to taking all that damage, though.
Yes, but as I said, if he gets a kill command and a one-cost beast, if he gets that bird, it's over. That hero power is so... It's not the hero power you want to go against when you have low health. Big Dad needs a heal. He has to take these spiders out. He's going for face. He made a mistake there. Not taking out, that is a beast on the board. If Pathador gets a kill command, it is game over. He should have taken out the spider. He's going to get Hunter's Mark. That is not going to be lethal. That was a bullet dodge by Big Dad. A risk you do not want to take down 0-2. Yeah, this is dangerously low for Big. He needs a heal on this next draw. But however, Pathador has to start worrying because the board is in SGMStew's favor. And SGMStew will be able to win it next turn himself. No, Path, you can't use Hunter's Mark on a hero. It says change a minion's health to 1.
He made a very big mistake with that.
That was a misplay by Path. That's rare. You don't see that much. And Big Stew, SGMStew, Big Dad, the Guardian of Cenarius, back in it. Now 2-1. And Path will be able to use either the Rogue deck or his Warrior deck.
It was a very close match. Path almost won, but luckily SGMStew took it back. But it could all end depending on if Path chooses the Rogue.
Right, and he has the Warrior deck for next week. He will not be able to use it this week, choosing to use the Hunter deck that we just saw instead. So now it's a matter, does he use Rogue? Does he use Warlock. If I'm Path, I'm going Rogue, and you're going for the kill. The question is, can SGMStew eliminate that Rogue deck and make it anyone's game in that 5th and final matchup? That's what we're about to find out.
I will fight.
Wow. So youmadbro gonna go with the Warlock deck. Now, this is no pushover deck either. Like, this is no gimme to SGMStew. And that is a horrible opening hand. Now he gets the competitive spirit. That's not as bad. He does have the muster for battle, but I'm looking at that 8 mana lay on hands. You never want an 8 mana card in your opening hand. It's just not good. But either way, that is a fantastic start for youmadbro. He'll be able to immediately start buffing those demons next turn with the Demon Fire. And this is the problem that SGMStew is going to face. It was the same problem he had with his Druid deck. He has to build up his minions. His minions, he doesn't have the buffs, the outright low mana buffs that youmadbro is going to have. And you see youmadbro going straight for the face. He knows that SGMStew is going to, it's going to take until round 5 before he can get all of his minions buffed to where they're going to kill anything that Pathador is able to buff. And it looks as though that taunt is going to go down. And you got to go for face here. I would take 1 health off of Pathador. There you go. 5-4 still up on the board, but sacking that recruit is just not an option. And another taunt going to be dropped here. If you're Pathador, you are looking to continue pummeling the face. And he does so there. 5 damage. And the competitive spirit going to buff up those minions from 1-1 to 2-2. There is a Blessing of Kings, but I think you need the taunt here. I would probably go with the taunt, but the Blessing of Kings is tempting. However, the taunt allows you to kill that Voidwalker and then kill the 5-4 and take those demons off the board.
Let me think.
I believe Path has a very big advantage in this match, considering
Blessing of Kings, I want to interrupt you there real quick. Enter Blessing of Kings allows him to kill off the Imp and the Voidwalker. He could use those 2/2s to take out the Voidwalker, and then they're still alive, and then he can take off the 5-4 with the 6/6. Okay, he's playing this right. That would have been a grievous error if he had taken the 6/6 into the taunt. There's the board clear. His minions are still alive. Go ahead, Enter.
That Bane of Doom in Pat's hand can be a very big changing point. If he gets a proper demon with, if he kills one of the 1 health enemies, it could be a very big changing point for him.
Absolutely. Okay, there's Tyrion Fordring. That is a great draw. Now the taunt going to come out.
My shield for Argus.
He needs to kill that Imp. He has the health to where he won't not lose any minions over killing it. Very good move there. And then the 3-2 going to go right into the face of youmadbro. 19-19, we are tied up. The Bane of Doom coming out here. And Illidan Storm Rage going to be dropped on the board. Celeste, a Demon Hunter. Pathador, a Night Elf. You combine those two and you have Illidan Storm Rage. Of course, we all know Pathador's fan fiction with Illidan Storm Rage and Sargeras. It's a long story. It's an inside joke. Don't ask. For those of you watching on Twitch, you don't want to know. But nonetheless, Illidan going to drop, and in a couple turns, Tyrion Fordring will make his drop onto the board, his entrance. And now's the time when SGMStew is in prime condition. He is going to have those big spells. He's going to have the big minions. He's going to have the buffs, and he's going to have the mana to use them. Ooh, this is perfect. He can change that 6/6 to a 1/6.
Follow the rule.
He has enough. He has to kill it. Yeah. The Divine Shield and the 3/3 is going to survive. He has to sack everything he has into it. He can sack all the Divine Shields and kill it outright. You can't. This is the opposite of what youmadbro was able to do against his Druid deck. You notice every single thing that Path drops, SGMStew kills. Now, Path is eyeing the other Cabal trafficker, but what he doesn't realize, there's a Tyrion Fordring that's about to make his entrance.
I believe Path might have it once he gets to 9 mana, but that Tyrion Fordring can make a big difference.
Yeah, Big has to start going face here. Tyrion Fordring's the obvious drop, and then he has to start going face. As you said, within a couple turns, Pathador is going to be able to crank up that damage and win it. So Pathador going to drop all the way down here. That Tyrion Fordring is going to buy time, and even if it dies, it's going to give SGMStew Ashburn, which is 5 damage. Keep in mind, Pathador does not have any heals, and he has 1 demon on the board currently. 8 mana. There is the Abyssal Enforcer, going to do 3 damage. Tyrion Fordring going to go down, and that is going to be lethal for SGMStew. He is going to tie up the series 2-2. The comeback is real, and SGMStew is going to be 1 win away from advancing and pulling off the upset of the year for Outlaw Hearthstone. What a comeback for the Guardian of Cenarius. What a start to their rivalry. The Ashbringer going to eliminate YouMadBro's Warlock deck. We're going to a 5th and final round.
Path could have won, but in the end, that Tyrion Fordring was too much with the Ashbringer.
We saw, keep in mind, like the spectacle of it. We saw Illidan Stormrage and Tyrion Fordring in the same match. Doesn't get any better than this. And it doesn't get any better than going on to a 5th and final matchup between these two. Big Dad and Pathador meeting for the first time. History made. Let's see who advances to face IronWarlord. Yours truly in the season championship finale. This is a tough mountain for SGMStew to climb, but if he can do it with any deck, it's going to be his Paladin deck. This was his main deck when he won the season championship. We'll see if he can pull off the miracle upset here against Miracle Rogue.
Hail, friend.
Well met.
I'm in charge now.
2/1/1s coming out. Oh, Pathador using the Pirate deck, it looks like, instead of the Miracle deck. I think this is a much more... Is it the same deck?
No, I believe it is. Actually, I think it might be the same deck.
Yeah, there's a lot of the same cards. It's just
Pedal.
we didn't see the Pirates. Yeah, we didn't see the Pirates before. Either way, it's a much more favorable hand. The sap is there. You see Edwin Van Cleef.
Reporting for duty.
Avenging Wrath going to be helpful. He has the 2 dragon eggs.
That questing adventure can make SGMStew feel a little bit uneasy with all the cards.
This questing adventurer could outright win the game within the next couple rounds. And this is why. The spells are going to come out in full force now. And that questing adventurer is going to continue to get buffed. Big Stew does... He has that Rowling Blade, but... I think you have to use it. You can't let that questing adventure survive. You just can't let it sit there with all the spells that are in Path's hand and in his deck. I mean, that thing could be buffed up to 8/8 by next turn. And down goes the questing adventurer.
Justice demands retribution.
And here comes Edwin Van Cleef. Oh no! Pathador going to use Howling Commander? Maybe? No? Yes? He's eyeing Edwin Van Cleef.
Very undecisive.
Very indecisive.
Yep.
And now going
Unintentional
for the
fun.
face. 30-16. And oh man, this is just not a good hand for SGMStew right now. Not a good hand. He needs that Avenging Wrath, but he just doesn't have it right now. He's got to wait. He's got to wait a whole nother turn to
The light protects me.
get any damage going. And there's the sap in the hand, probably going to be used on the Steward of Darkshire. And the S17 agent coming out as well. He is going to remove the Steward of Darkshire outright, save the sap, drop the SI7 agent, and then pummel away at SGMStew. 6 health stands between Pathador and a rematch with IronWarlord. And it will be lethal unless the exact damage goes out from that Avenging Wrath. Will it be enough to save him? Down goes the 1/1s. He can't take any more. Oh, not enough damage to Pathador. That will do it. Unfortunate. If that damage that had gone to Path had taken out either Edwin Van Cleef or the SI7 agent, he might have been able to hang in there, but that will do it. Pathador going to advance.
Well played.
The Guardian of Cenarius and Darnassus Deadeye, their first meeting lived up to the hype. Pathador wins 3-2 and advances to a rematch with IronWarlord. What a fantastic first meeting and start to your rivalry, gentlemen. A fantastic series all around. Congratulations to Pathador on his officer promotion tonight. He has joined the Officer Brotherhood of the Alliance Revolution. Congratulations to Pathador on his advancement to the final 2 here in the Outlaw Invitational Hearthstone Tournament. This Sunday at 6 p.m. server, we will crown the 2017 Outlaw Hearthstone Invitational Season Champion. Again, 6 p.m. server, IronWarlord, youmadbro. Round number 2, a best of 5, 4 decks. One of them will be banned by both players before the series even begins. Who will be crowned as the season champion? We find out Sunday. Thank you all for watching on Twitch, watching the archive, watching on YouTube. I hope you've enjoyed the tournament so far. We conclude it on Sunday with that finale between IronWarlord and youmadbro. Good night, everybody. We will see you on Sunday.